Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to our Facebook Live today. I am just going to give a few moments for people to jump on. Looking forward to sharing some insights with you today, sharing some fun things that we have happening here at the Institute. So let me just go ahead and again give you guys a moment to come on. Once you are here, let me know, giving me a shout out down in the comments section, giving me a shout out down in the chat area. If you are catching this on the replay, I want you to make sure you give me a hashtag replay to let me know that you're here with me. Hello, Brenda. I see you guys are coming in here. I am super excited today because we have been up to a few things here at the Institute, and I'm excited as we wrap up 2020, what it looks like as we move into 2021. One of the things that I think we can all agree on that 2020 was not anything like we anticipated it to be. But even so, there were opportunities for us to pivot, to shift, to show gratitude. And it was also an opportunity for me and my team here at the company to just reflect and look at some of the things that we were doing in our business and looking at some of the things that we wanted to continue to do in our business and some of the things that we may have been looking at changing or shifting. And so this conversation today is really a result of some of the changes and some of the adjustments that we're making here at the Institute. And so I just want to make sure that we are making sure people are coming into the group. Yes, they are. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to pull up my screen for a moment, and I am going to share a little bit about what has been happening here at the Radical Success Institute. And as we go through this, I want you to also begin to think about what were some of the changes or pivots or shifts that you also made, whether it be in your business or in your life. So one of the things that I think it's really important for us to understand is that we are constantly evaluating what we do at the Institute. We're constantly looking at how do we want to serve people? How do we want to grow? What's the impact we want to have? And there were some things that took place this year, even outside of the pandemic, that really started to lead us down this road of what this Institute could look like and how we could serve people better. So, you know, if you've been hanging around us for any period of time, you already know our mantra, right? Our mantra is designed so that we can help our clients dream big, we can help them set goals, and we can help them take action. And it has always been our desire to do that. And the way that we do that is through helping people define success for themselves and get the guts to go after it. And that mantra has served us for over a decade. And it has been extremely exciting to see how we have honored that mantra, how we've stepped fully and boldly into that mantra, and how so many people have gotten results from us standing firm and being committed to this mantra. And over the time that I look back from the moment we started the Institute up until today, I actually get excited because I've spent 14 years working with thousands of people to show them how to do just that, to define success and get the guts. And we've done live events and we've done workshops and seminars and we've had masterminds and we've had courses and programs and all of these different types of opportunities for you, our radical community, to be able to say without a shadow of a doubt that you have in fact found ways for you to define what success looks like for you and have taken some real tangible steps to make that happen. And so I am excited and proud of what we've done. And I also know that we have to constantly be evolving. So one of the things that we decided to do was kind of analyze our community. And if you are an entrepreneur, I encourage you to periodically step back and analyze your community, analyze your business, analyze what you're doing. If you don't have a business, but you have your own personal life, I encourage you to take a step back and analyze what's happening in your life, analyze how things are going, and decide if there are some things that are really, really working and you want to amplify those things, or if there are some things that aren't really what you want it to be and you need to make some shifts and changes. Hey, Renee. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Kathy. So glad that you guys are here with me today. If you are just joining me, make sure you give me a shout out down in the comments. If you're catching this on the replay, give me a hashtag replay. And so, yes, what we have done is we have decided to do just that, to evaluate our community. And what does that mean? We looked at our email list. We looked at our open rates on our email list. We looked at who was engaging with us, whether it be in some of our free trainings or our paid programs. We looked at people who were showing up on social media. We looked at people who were engaging with me and with others. And we really realized that there were 4 types of people in our radical community. And each one of these types are equally fine, right? This isn't a type of, analyzation that says this is a bad group and this is a good group. No. All the groups are fine, but we really wanted to take a moment and break down what were these components that our community was falling into. And there were 4 categories that we discovered. And if you're tuning in, you might want to see where you are in these buckets, and not just with our community, but you can also look at your own opportunities for growth and development, your own opportunities to expand your business or your career, your own opportunity to do, as we have been talking about, defining success for yourself and getting the guts to go after it. So our areas that we discovered, number 1, we have dreamers in our community. We have people who love the idea of dreaming big. We have people who love the idea of setting goals. We have people who love the idea of putting together a plan and putting together a vision and putting together an opportunity or a way or something to really do something big and do something great. And these dreamers can be new to our community, or they could have been or have been in our community for years. And they've just really been about the dream. And I'm all down for a dream. But what we found is that some people in our community have kind of just parked it right here. And it all sounds good. But the truth is, all they like to do is every now and then poke their head out and say, hey, that sounds good. Or, hey, I would love to do that. Or, hey, yeah, that's a dream I'd love to accomplish. That's a dream I'd love to do. So those were our dreamers. And typically our dreamers, they love the motivation. They love the inspiration. But that's really about as much of an engagement level that they really have with the Institute. And then there is our second bucket of people inside of our community. And those are people who are lurkers. Now, lurker to me, I don't know if this is, how it's been used in the past, but, in today's world, a lurker is someone who is around the things that are happening, but they're not participating in the things that are happening, right? They're around the things that are happening, but they're not participating in the things that are happening. And so what does that look like, right? That looks like, I know that there's a training going on, or there's an event coming up, or there's a group that I can join, or there's a better way that I can engage with this community. And I always check stuff out, right? But I never participate. Maybe I'm in the Facebook group, but I never share. Maybe I see the free trainings and I do come sometimes, but I don't say anything. I don't raise my hand. I don't take any action after that. Maybe that lurker is someone where, you like to kind of be in the mix, but you don't really like participate. You don't really do anything. And you have this dream, you have this goal. And so you kind of, hang out with the motivation, you kind of hang out with the inspiration, you kind of hang out with, the groups and the communities, but you're not participating and you're not really engaging. And so we have those in our community. And when we look at our emails, and when we look at the people who've participated, and when we look at the people who have, been a part of our courses or our masterminds, we can begin to see who our lurkers are. And so again, these are just categories. And we really try to look at where people and what percentage of our people were falling into each of these categories. And then the next category that we had as we analyzed our community was the learner. These were the people who said, you know what? Hey, I got a dream. Hey, I got a goal. Hey, I got a vision. I got something I want to get done. And then they kind of say, you know what? I'm going to jump in. I'm going to join a community. I'm going to sign up for a free class. I'm going to take a step to figure out how I can get this thing done, right? I can figure out how to make this thing happen. And this institute is constantly providing all kinds of trainings and intensives and courses and webinars that can help me learn what I need to do in order to take action. And then once we have this category of learners, then we looked at who in our community is in this other final bucket. That final bucket of an implementer, right? Someone who, listen, I don't just want to learn, I want to do. I don't just want to, hang out with people who are doing stuff. I don't just want to be motivated. I don't just want to be inspired. I don't just want to, get like all of the information and take all the notes and fill all the notebooks and download all the worksheets. Like, I want to do something with this. I want to create a change. I want to create a difference. I want big things to happen in my life, and I'm going to implement, and I'm going to deal with, manage, overcome all of the obstacles that could stop me from implementing. I'm going to get rid of the excuses. I'm going to work through the mindset. I'm going to do these things because not only do I have a dream, not only do I have a goal, but I got to make something happen. I got to create something big. I got to dream big and set goals and take action. And so these are the people, the categories that make up what we've seen in our radical community. We have dreamers, we have lurkers, we have learners, and we have implementers. And this might be a good time for you to ask yourself, and it doesn't even have to be related to how you've been a part of the radical community. This could be related to whatever goals you have, whatever business ideas you've had, whatever actions that you wanted to take, when you look back or when you analyze where you are right now, are you a dreamer? Are you a lurker? Are you a learner? Or are you an implementer? And what we know, or what I know about each of these people, is that each person requires a different set of content. Each person requires a different type of approach. Each person requires a different framework, right? If you're a dreamer, you're in a place where, you just need to be inspired and motivated. If you're a lurker, you need to be encouraged and you need to be brought out and you need to have the ability to latch onto something that could help you step up and step out. If you're a learner, you're down for the strategies and the insights and the information. And if you're an implementer, man, you need some like guidance and, okay, this is what I'm doing. How does that look? How does this look? Did I do that right? This was my result. How can I shift this? How can I do that better? So as you can see, while each category is fine, if we at the Institute are going to address each of these type of people, then it requires a totally different type of content, framework, action plan, engagement strategy for each of those. And as we looked at this, we started asking ourselves some questions. I started asking some questions because the truth is my team knows that so goes me, so goes the Institute. And so I began to ask myself some questions. And those questions began to really spark some things in me. And what I did was I began to look back over 2020. I began to look back over what's happened and began to ask myself, how do I want to manage each of these people inside of the community? And so I would love to hear from some of you. I see Vivian's here, Angela's here, Renee is here. Where are you right now? Where are you? Not where do you want to be or where do you think you are when, next year comes or when you get this out the way or when you're able, like, where are you right now? Dreamer, lurker, learner, or implementer? Because what I did was I began to look back over my year. And there were some things that really were shifting for me. And it brought up in me, is it time for me to shift as we work with the different people in our community? And so we can't serve everyone. We can't serve everyone. And what we've been doing is with our conferences and this type of training and that kind of webinar, and there's this type of thing we have going on, we've been looking to serve everyone, the dreamer, the lurker, the implementer, and the learner. And even though they all are in a place of opportunity for growth and learning and development, in terms of who we wanted to serve, we had to ask ourselves some tough questions. And for me, it really began a process of shifting the business. So for those of you who've been hanging out for a while, you know that one of our signature programs for years was our Get Radical Women's Conference. Our Get Radical Women's Conference, and even the work that I did with Steve in his Act Like a Success platform, Steve Harvey, we were serving all four categories. We were serving the dreamer, the lurker, the learner, and the implementer. And it requires a lot to do that because we didn't want to leave any of those four people behind. You can't only speak to implementers if you've got some lurkers. You can't only focus on learning if you've got some dreamers. And so our whole platform was built around addressing all four of those categories. And when we planned our Get Radicals conference for this year, for 2020, it was scheduled for March. And pre-pandemic, pre-shutdown, something wasn't sitting right with me. We had incredible speakers coming. We had a great run of show. The content, the sessions we were talking about, you know, people come from all over the country to our conferences, and it just wasn't sitting right. Something was off. And hindsight tells me that these 4 type of learners, trying to address them in this conference and what that requires of me and my business and the company, like it just wasn't working anymore. And so we canceled that conference. Many of you were actually registered for that event. We canceled it. We gave refunds. I lost money because I had already paid deposits on speaker fees. I'd already paid deposits on hotels. We'd already made other investments in marketing and Facebook ads. And so before the shutdown happened, I canceled the conference. So I started 2020 for that year in the red. And then the pandemic hit and everything shut down. And that really gave me time to think about what my next move would be. And as we are wrapping up this year and moving into a new year, I encourage you to do the same thing. If you haven't already, to sit, get quiet, separate you from everything else that you have been doing, have been expected to do, and even things that have been working for you. To kind of set that off to the side and begin to examine yourself. And that is exactly what I began to do. I started asking myself questions. What do I want to do in my business? What do I want to do? Do I want to address all 4 of those categories? Do I want to continue to do business the way we've always done business? Do I want to continue to have the same type of events, the same type of programs, the same type of offerings, the same type of courses as I've always done? I began to really ask myself. And here's the deal. We are all evolving. When you think about a job in corporate America, you probably would never do the same job for 10, 12, 14 years. You probably would be like, oh, no, we have to be growing. We have to be promoted. We have to change companies. We may even look at different industries. We may even change careers, right? And so it is even in your own business. You get the opportunity to examine what I want to do in my business. And that's what I began to ask myself. And then I started to ask myself, who do I want to serve in my business? Who is that person? If you've ever been coached by me, we always talk about your avatar, your ideal client. Well, what was happening for me is that my ideal client, my avatar, it was changing. It was changing. The people I wanted to coach, the people I wanted to train, the people I wanted to mentor, they began to shift. And it began to shift because I became more excited about serving this group of people than I had been in serving who I had been serving. The evolution was happening. And then I had to ask myself how we could create the bigger impact. If we are serving all 4 of those categories in our community, are we really limiting the type of impact we can have because we have to serve all 4 of those people? And so I knew a shift was happening. I absolutely knew a shift was happening. And when the shift started happening, I needed to talk it out. What did I do? I got a coach. What did I do? I went into a mastermind and I began to talk this thing through. I began to lay out what my business was and I began to explore what I wanted my business to be. I began to look at who it was I was serving, my avatar, and who I wanted to shift or evolve into serving more deeply. I began to ask myself, what is the impact I'm having now? And what is the impact I want to have moving forward? And I'm so grateful that I have a mastermind community. I'm so grateful that I understand the power of coaching when it comes to shifts and pivots and adjustments and changes. And I'm so grateful for the people who spoke truth, right? Who spoke truth to me. And I'm grateful for the people who gave me the space to actually evolve into what my next step would be, actually evolve into what my new truth in business would be. And so what came out of all of this was that, you know what? I love my dreamers. You know what? I so enjoy watching the lurkers discover more engagement. I love watching lurkers come out of their shells. But the truth was, where I was starting to get the most joy, where I was starting to have the biggest impact, and what was really becoming a representative of who I wanted to serve were the learners and the implementers. The learners and the implementers. And these are the people in our community who are really ready. They don't need accountability. They don't need to be pumped up. They don't need to be like inspired. They don't need to be motivated. They don't need to be in that space of, oh my gosh, what is so possible? One day this could happen for me. These are people who are like, listen, I am ready to rock and roll. I am showing up because I want to learn, I want to grow, I want to understand, I want to strategize on what is it going to take in order for me to get where I want to get. What do I need to learn? What do I need to know? What do I need to understand? Teach me, train me, coach me, mentor me. I'm here, I'm ready. I'm accountable to myself. I'm motivated and inspired all on my own. I'm showing up, I'm stepping in, I'm engaging, I'm ready. And those learners then become the implementers. Those people who they come and they say, this is what I'm working on, help me make it better. This is what I'm thinking. Based on your experience, can this work? This is the method I was going to use. Can this produce the result that I'm looking for? And so those I found were the new avatar, my new ideal client that was giving me life, that was giving me energy in this phase of my business. And what's important to know is that it's not just that they're learners and implementers. It is that they are ready and wanting something bigger. And it's not that they have all the answers. It's not that they're clear on the how. It's not that they don't have fears and they're not nervous and they're not trying to work on their mindset, but it's that they're all in. They're all in for the ride. They're all in for the journey. And one of the phrases that has really been resonating with me from one of the masterminds that I'm in, as we took our fourth quarter and we planned our 2021, and one of the phrases that has just been over and over and over again in me and in my business and in my spirit and everything is simply this: record breakers. People who are ready to break some records, not compared to what other people are doing, not compared to what another business is doing, but compared to what they are doing. And I don't know about you, but the idea after the year we've had in 2020, the idea of going into 2021 and breaking some records, man, that fires me up. that fires me up. And as a coach, as a mentor, as a trainer, when I'm fired up, I want to work with people who are fired up about the same things. They're fired up about learning, they're fired up about implementing, and they're fired up about breaking their own records. And if that is you, let me know down in the comment. I see Astana says, that's me, right? And it's a different energy. And one of the questions I always ask people is, think about the energy you bring. Think about the energy you bring to the conversation. Think about the energy you bring to a group. Think about the energy you bring to a community. Think about the energy you bring to your family. Like, just thinking of being a learner and an implementer and a record breaker, man, that's exciting. And not only is it exciting for me, because me individually and me and my business, we're about learning and implementing and record breaking. And so the work that we want to do with our clients is in that same vein. We want to help you learn and implement and break records through what it is we do inside of our institute. And so that was part one of the shift. Part one of the shift is, our content and what we're going to be focused on and what we're going to be talking about and who we're going to be serving are those people who are learners and implementers and record breakers. You're going to see that in what we share on social media. You're going to see that in what we share in our newsletters and emails and just all of that. But then I was challenged even more on this shift in business. And when this first dropped in my spirit, I was like, oh no, that's a lot. That's a shift. And if you've been paying attention to some of the things we've been doing here at the Institute all year, this is probably not going to be a surprise for you. But we now are making it official in the sense that all of the marketing, all of the branding, all of the offerings, everything that we have planned and strategized and set up moving into the new year is a stake in the ground on this next shift. And, many times you will be called to turn right when you just want to keep going straight. You just want to keep doing what you're doing. But you know that if you make that turn, not only will you be more inspired, not only will you find more joy, but the excitement of what you do will continue to grow. And that excitement will show up in the way you show up, whether that changes in your business or in your relationships, or it just changes everything. And I can tell you that I am jazzed up. My team is jazzed up as we are making this shift. And so not only are we looking to really dig deep and connect with our learners and implementers and record breakers, there's even a subcategory of this subcategory. And because of that, we've actually now have a new mission, a new vision that really reflects the values that we've always had. And this mission and this vision and honoring these values is what has led us to the biggest shift of all inside of our institute. And so I said earlier that our mission and our mantra for years had been, we are here to help people define success for themselves and get the guts to go after it. That has been ingrained in me since I started. And now we have a new mission to a new group of people to have the type of impact that we want to have, to serve the people we want to serve, and to create the results that we want to create. And so our new mission is to help life coaches grow their skills, transform more lives, and build a profitable business. And the reaction that I've gotten from people is, well, what if I'm not a life coach? And let me tell you, that is what I don't want to say wrestled with, because I understood the evolution that was taking place. But this was one of the harder stakes to put in the ground, right? To say that our institute, not only are we pulling back from our content and our trainings and things for dreamers and lurkers and really focusing on the learners and implementers and record breakers, but we're taking it a step further to say that those learners, implementers, and record breakers need to be life coaches who want to grow their skills, transform more lives, and build a profitable business. And so there is always a part of me that wants to help learners and implementers that aren't life coaches. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But ultimately, what we are about now is helping life coaches develop. And the reason why this is so important to me is that I've been a life coach ever since I started, since 2004. And I know more than ever that life coaches have a role in helping people live to their most highest level of potential. And so whether coaches are focused on helping people around wealth or finances or health and fitness or spirituality or forgiveness or relationships or parenting, whatever that looks like, that is under the umbrella of coaches that we are working with to grow their skills, transform more lives, and build a profitable business. Now, that is a huge shift in our avatar, but it's a shift that we are super excited about. And if you've watched what we've been doing, you know that we have launched a certification program for coaches. We have our Radical Coach Intensive, which is our live event. We have our Radical Coach Society, which is our membership for coaches. And the truth is, I know what it takes. The skill of a coach. I understand how to create transformation, and I know how to build a profitable business, and coaches are challenged in this. And so our new mission revolves around coaches, their skills, their transformation, and their profits. And with that mission comes a vision. And our vision is to empower 5,000 coaches to transform 5 million lives by 2025. And I take that vision to heart. Like literally, we are counting them off, right? How many coaches are in the membership? How many coaches are going through our training and certification program? How many coaches will take advantage of some of the other opportunities that we'll have coming up? We know that 5,000 coaches transforming 5 million lives can make a huge difference. And we want to do that by 2025. And inside of this new mission and this new vision, we absolutely still have our core values. Respect for our clients, respect for the industry, and respect for our business. Our values include integrity. And integrity is huge because I knew that I was in the midst of shifting and in transition. And if I wanted to be in integrity, I had to go where this shift was taking me. And freedom. We know that anybody who starts a business because they want freedom. They want financial freedom. They want time freedom. They want the ability to have a legacy, the freedom to create, the freedom to have impact, the freedom to create philanthropic efforts. Like these are our values. And simplicity. Simplicity is a value that I added this year because prior to this year, we had all kinds of stuff going on. We had conferences and masterminds and workshops and retreats and intensive, just funnels and marketing and campaigns. And it was a lot. And it served us well, but that is not the direction that I'm headed in. And that's not the direction I think business owners, especially people who have coaching practices, need to head in. There is a simple way to build a business. There's a simple way to generate 5 and 6 figure months. There's a simple way to serve the type of client you want to serve. There's a simple way to make your business and your lifestyle align. Now, is it going to take work? Yes. Is it always going to be easy? No. But there is an opportunity for simplicity to reign. And even if you're not a coach, there is an opportunity for simplicity to reign in your life. Things don't have to be complicated. Things don't have to be overwhelming. And you can still reach the big goals that you have. And of course, our values is always around creating radical results. Radical results. And so what does all this mean? So this really leads me to a question for you. And the question is, in a nutshell, where do you want you or your business to be 1 year from now? We are wrapping up 2020 and we are moving into 2021. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that everything in your life can shift for the better in 1 year. I know without a shadow of a doubt that you can break your own records. I know without a shadow of a doubt that you can get more clients, make more money, generate more income. I know without a shadow of a doubt that you can improve your relationships, that you can create a difference in your health and wellness, that everything can be different. And so you got to ask yourself, where do you want you or your business to be 1 year from now? And so as I'm sharing all of this, we really are making real, tangible changes in the way that we do business. Our Radical Success Institute is now the Radical Coach Institute. Our mission has moved from helping people define success for themselves and get the guts to go after it, to empowering life coaches to help them grow their skills, to create more transformation for their clients, and build a profitable business. And so because of that, I'm asking you, where do you want you or your business to be 1 year from now? And if you are a learner and an implementer who is ready to break records, then I have a way for you to get that ball rolling. Now, if you've been a dreamer and you've been a lurker and you've decided, okay, I'm coming out of the dream stage. I've been talking about this for years. I've had a vision board for years. I've had some goals for years. And if you've been a lurker, yeah, I've never said anything. I've never signed up for anything. I've never engaged in anything. It's not too late for you to jump on the learning, the implementer, and the record-breaking train. There is room for you. And so we have 2 final trainings this month in December as we kick off our new way of serving our ideal clients. And I want to invite you to the one that speaks closely to you. And so I said earlier, the first thing people want to know is, what about the people who aren't coaches? And so I still strongly believe in personal transformation. I still strongly believe that when you get to know yourself in a way that you've never known yourself before, and that when you have the opportunity to explore what you think, believe, your habits, your thoughts, your behaviors, and begin to analyze whether those things serve you or hinder you, and then begin to amplify those that serve and manage, mitigate, eliminate, or overcome those things that don't, you can create radical success in your life. And I also know that if you are a coach and you're trying to find your way, you need more money, you need more clients, you're not sure about the business and how to set up programs and pricing, That is what we are here to do, to serve you to your answer. And so we've got 2 final trainings this month to help you learn, implement, and break records in 2021. And I want to coach you in doing that. And the requirement for that is that you put a plan in action. And what we're going to be doing in these final trainings of the year is helping you decide what records will you break and what plan will you put into action. And so I want to invite you to take advantage of one or both of these opportunities to be a learner, an implementer, and a record breaker. And if you are a coach, you absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, need to be in the room for Amplify Your Coaching Practice in 2021. It's a one-day virtual strategic live session for life coaches ready to align and amplify their mission, their message, and their money. I am a life coach because I have a mission to help other people achieve. And because of that, I have a message around that of how to do that. And of course, because I'm in business, I want to make money doing it. And so if you are a coach and you have not yet been able to create consistent 5 or 6 figure months, if you're a coach and you haven't been able to figure out how to even put your offerings together, how to just get consistent revenue in general, if you are a coach and you struggle with getting your message out there, if you are a coach and you're challenged with how do I attract people into my practice, you want to join me Thursday, December 17th from 11 to 4. And you can go to amplifyyourcoaching.com to register. If you aren't a coach and you're saying, I got to get some things together. I've been dreaming and lurking for too long. Then you want to be at our one-day radical success planning session to learn our proven method to design your record-breaking year. This is not, set some goals and let's see, let's do, no. This is a method we're going to walk you through so that you can design an outline and a strategy in order for you to break the records that you need to break this year in order to get to the next level. And that all goes down Tuesday, December 15th from 11 to 4. And so if you're a coach, you can go to amplifyyourcoaching.com. If you are someone who is ready to move from lurker and dreamer, and you're ready to break some records, and you're not a coach, you go to amplifyyour2021.com. Both of these workshops are action-based. And if any of you have done any training with me, you already know. This is not a talking head. You're going to do some work and you're going to put some things in place. But I will also tell you that in these trainings, I am directly speaking to the learner and the implementer. I am directly speaking to people who are ready to break records. Will you be inspired? Yes. Will you be motivated? Yes. But I am not going to be here to convince you to do the things you need to do. I'm not going to be here to try to pull you to see that what's possible. No, I want to work with people who come ready. This is what I see. How do I get there? What do I need to learn? What do I need to know? And what do I need to execute on? So I am so excited about the direction of the Radical Coach Institute. I am so excited about the coaches' businesses that will be changed in the next 12 months. I am so excited about those of you who are ready, committed, and saying, yes, I am going to break records next year. I am no longer going to hang out in the dreamer stage. I'm no longer going to hang out in the lurker stage. I'm ready to take action. But if by chance, you really are going to kind of hang out in your dreamer and lurker stage, don't come. Don't come, because we're going to be rocking and rolling We're going to be planning, strategizing, putting things in place. If you're coming to the coaching session, we're talking money, message, and mission. Let's go out there and make it happen. If you're coming to the Radical Success Planning session, we're talking strategies, systems, and processes so that you can break the records you need to break, bust through those savings and create the money you want in the bank, bust through those relationships and create the type of relationships you want. Get on point with your purpose, get on point with your mission, like get on point. Get on point. So I'm just grateful that I've had the opportunity to reflect. I'm grateful that I've had the opportunity to make this shift. I'm grateful for those of you who will continue to be a part of this community. I'm grateful for the coaches that I'll be working with. It is my heart and my joy. Too many life coaches, too many coaches are serving for little pay. Too many coaches don't have the consistency in their business to be able to generate 6 figures a year, to be able to generate 7 figures a year. And our framework that we have for coaches is powerful. So not only have I been looking at who we want to serve, our mission, our values, I've also been working behind the scenes to really document how I've been able to create what I've been able to create. How do people create 6-figure coaching practices? How do people create 7-figure coaching practices? What's going on in their mindset? What's going on with their money story? How do they position themselves in the marketplace? How do they share their secret sauce? How do they generate leads? How do they nurture? How do they enroll? I mean, we have been back here like documenting, creating some amazing frameworks that you can put into your practice to generate the results that you want to generate. And so, yes, thank you. Renetta says she knows what's possible when working with me. Yes, Renetta has been a private client. She's also a part of the Coach Society. Yes, Angela, I'm grateful for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And so I would love to see all of you inside of one of these workshops coming up either on December 15th or December 17th. What I know is that, you know, playtime is over. We have big work to do in this world. And I am ready to rock with people who are ready to rock. And so I hope to see you inside of one of these workshops. If you are a coach, go to amplifyyourcoaching.com. If you want your success planning session, go to amplifyyour2021.com. And so, you know, I'm pumped. I know that for many people, 2020 has just been a total crazy time. But I also know that we have the opportunity, because we're still here, to do greater, to do more amazing, to do more phenomenal things than we've ever done before. I have already made my list of the records that I am going to break in 2021. And inside of these workshops, we're going to help you identify what records you're going to break, and then what the strategy and plan looks like in order to break that record. I cannot tell you how grateful I am for this radical community, how grateful I am for all of you who've been a part of what we've been doing for years. And it's my plan to continue to help you in any way I can to be able to create that radical success. And so I know that I have been talking about the Institute, the changes we've been making, our new mission, our new vision, and our values that we're honoring. But I also know that anytime we get together like this, that many of you will hear something, many of you will get a moment, a light bulb moment, an aha moment with something that resonates with you. And so I would love to hear that as well. What's been your aha or your takeaway? Yes, I've been sharing what we've been up to. Yes, I've been sharing about the changes that are coming through on the Institute, how our focus is going to shift to coaches and helping them create profitable businesses. But I hope inside of me sharing my journey in this, that you've also discovered some things. And so if you've had an aha or if something has resonated with you, go ahead and share that down in the comment section. And if you're catching this on the replay, we still want to hear from you what your aha is or what your big takeaway is. And so again, I cannot wait for what we're going to be doing in 2021. And I cannot wait for you to break your own records. And so if you are a coach, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss our one-day strategic live session, Amplify Your Coaching Practice in 2021. You can go to amplifyyourcoaching.com. That's where you can register, get a few more details. And that is where the journey begins to break every record you have had in your coaching practice. And if you aren't a coach, but you want to create a radical success plan and you want to break your own personal records, then you want to be at Amplify Your 2021. And you can go to amplifyyour2021.com for all of the details. Well, thank you guys so much. I cannot tell you. I mean, I keep saying that, but we are pumped over here. We've got more things to unveil as the year comes in. We have more things to share. We have some great things planned for those of you who are coaches, so stay tuned. And again, I want you to know that you have what it takes to be, do, and have what it is you've been called to be, do, and have. While our mission has shifted, we still, without a shadow of a doubt, want you to always define success for yourself. That is exactly what we did here at our business. We had a definition of success, who we wanted to serve, how we wanted to serve them, and we have redefined that. And so you have the opportunity to define what success looks like for you and have the guts to go after it. It takes guts to change an avatar. It takes guts to change who your ideal client is. It takes guts to say, this is what we've done before, but we're not doing that anymore. We're doing this now. And the same way that we have the guts to walk into that next phase of purpose, that next phase of mission, you also can have those guts. What is calling out to you? What is your soul desires? How is it that you want to show up in this world? What type of impact do you want to have? It is absolutely available to you. And if you want support in learning what to do and implementing on that purpose and that mission and that soul calling, then you want to definitely join me for one of our workshops. All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I look forward to seeing you at our upcoming workshop later this month. Thank you, guys.